Too late, we're recording.
Okay, cool. Hi guys, welcome to another one of my videos. I'm DJ New World. This is Miss Jolly, Mustafa,
Hello.
and an owl. And we're gonna fucking TC in the background. He's not gonna be in the video at all.
Not
but
doing
bitch.
shit. Stop. You're so entitled.
Yes, I am. Fuck.
Alright.
Today's topic is gonna be depression, and we're gonna be talking about the different approaches to dealing with depression and the different approaches of psychologists when they evaluate people with depression. So,
We shall do the do.
Oh, are you actually gonna do it this time?
I'll try. Alright.
Good luck.
So, a psychologist's psychodynamic approach to depression is that it is the belief that a person's behavior is determined by basic animal drives and the experiences of early childhood. Basically, what happened in the past is what is now a part of your present. It is now what is your problem in the present.
Mm-hmm.
Neat.
Yeah, I noticed. But it's not important. This hits home with me because, like, when I was little, I didn't have the best childhood. Like, it's not like some shitty stuff like, oh, I didn't get everything I wanted. No, it was pretty bad. Like,
vocal scolding and, past experiences with people just being aggressive towards you in your own family.
Yeah. This type of approach, like he said, vocal scolding, people just being extremely mean to you, can have an effect on your present, your future, your overall trying to move forward.
The key to this is that, what happens in the past isn't there anymore, so to speak. It is something that will come up, and it's something that you might think about, especially if you're someone that suffers from PTSD, or, which is basically the basis of it, PTSD, and then, past experiences that affect your present, as I tried to say earlier. But,
yeah.
Yes.
And there's also going to be a website linked in the description below talking about psychodynamic and giving more in-depth description of it. I'm going to be leaving the link for each one of the different approaches, and also a phone number for people that have thoughts of suicide, so you have someone to call to and have a conversation just to get it off your chest, because talking does help.
Primarily if you don't have anyone to talk to.
Yeah.
Something we would like to really get at is that as good as professional help might be, it does not work for everyone and can make it worse.
Yeah. Writing it down, talking to someone is the key with depression to get through it. Actually, third one. We'll just throw in the third one. Find something to laugh at. Jokes, TV shows, something funny, improve your depression. Somebody it can be a simple task, or it could be an extensive task, and you get rewarded for it, or you get scolded for it, and it have an effect on you, making you thinking less of yourself, putting more pressure on yourself to do better.
This can hit home with a lot of artists or people that have a hobby that they try to enjoy, and then someone else, and maybe it's a family member or just a close friend, that brings you down or brings you out of that hobby. Something to remember is that progress does come with time. As long as you practice, as long as you keep at it, you will get better. And letting someone else, demoralize you is, kind of the root. It can be a root of depression.
And I come at this from being a beginner artist myself, and I've asked a lot of bigger artists, what did they do to be so good? Really, they just simply answered, practice, practice, practice.
Because that's the only answer there really is. If you don't keep at it, you won't get better.
And that really applies to like sports or whatever hobby you like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. From my personal past, I used to be into sports. I tried to be outside as much as possible, and I write songs, which helps with my depression, because it's like you don't, like, if you're not even good at songs, it's like it's extremely easy just to write a song, because you don't even need like a certain direction, you can just pretty much talk it out. And that's what I've been doing. I'm writing a book that is gonna talk a little bit about the effects of depression, of course.
And I'll say this, there is a difference between constructive criticism and just outright being told you're not good at all.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
And also be your biggest critic. Like, don't allow anybody to be a bigger critic than you, because that will contribute to your depression.
But even then, don't let that go overboard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Don't overanalyze anything. Next up, we have a humanistic approach. As a person tries to satisfy their basic needs for living, they also strive for personal achievement. A person's self-concept is important, and if you're not feeling like you're being true to yourself, true to your own feelings, this will affect you a lot. Because I don't know a goddamn thing about that.
Pretty much what it's saying is that that your personal feelings are deciding the way you're feeling. If you're putting yourself down or somebody's putting you down, it'll decide the feelings of depression. I would also want to get out there that like sadness and depression are two different things. Being sad is a world apart from having depression, because people with depression, there's a whole other feeling. It's not being able to get out of bed in the mornings. It's having extreme amount of emotions from like a friend I knew. It's, for me, not showing emotion at times because I just don't know how. There's different ways.
Anyone can be sad at any point in time. You can be upset about something, but you'll still, like as Dad says, you'll get happy in the same bridge as you got mad in or something like that. You'll be happy, like, in the end, because sadness is a temporary thing, but depression is more of a feeling of emptiness and numbness. It's like you don't really feel complete, so there's something missing. And you don't know what it is.
You can't exactly get over depression, but you can, there's ways that you can improve upon it to the point where it's way less, it's more minuscule, and to the point where you barely feel it.
And that can be in the form of going out and making pills, or maybe, like you said, looking to your friends.
Yes.
So, like, people who suffer depression, you can take medication for it. You shouldn't be ashamed to take medication. It's something that's a start. It helps you. The idea and the point of medication is to give you a beginning of where to start getting better, and then eventually get off of the medication so you can sustain yourself.
Yeah, you never want to be reliant on medication.
Yeah, because the human body is a beautiful thing, and it adapts.
It's merely sprinkle medication.
Yeah, the human body adapts to medication to the point where it'll stop working. That's how good the human body is. That's why they don't want you to get hooked on it, because you can get hooked.
Yeah. Next thing we have on our list is a cognitive approach to depression. And this is something that I tend to correlate very well with in my own battle with depression at a certain point in my life, which thankfully I managed to get out of. Whenever you're sad, that sadness is a result of your own thoughts, And the idea behind this is that you are the one that controls your own thoughts, so you are the one that controls your own feelings. And you can get out of your own feelings if you choose to. But this doesn't really work for everyone, I've noticed.
It's pretty much like saying, talking it out will help you get through it. It's like you're feeling extreme amounts of depression or sadness or anger for another one. Like, you can get through it yourself. You don't have to feel this way, but you're allowing yourself to feel this way. It's what it's saying.
Right. And something to remember is that when I say that you can solve the problem for yourself, that doesn't mean that you should blame yourself for your own sadness, because that doesn't help. That doesn't help at all. Taking responsibility is one thing for things that do happen in life. But when it comes to your own depression, if you blame yourself for your depression, you won't really get anywhere.
Yeah. Next approach.
Next one is just like sciencey biological approach.
It's like genetic and medical, kind of like something that you're born with and you can't really help. Like,
Yeah, most people.
I have to say I relate to that the most.
Yeah, most people with depression, it's basically saying most people with depression, it's a genetic thing you got from one of your family members, and it's a chemical imbalance. That's why doctors do prescribe medication to you, because to correct the chemical imbalance, to improve upon it to the point where you won't be able to even leave. Because the goal of with depression is to get over it. It's like a wall that you need to climb, because if you don't climb the wall, you're not going over it.
I will say this, from the whole biological stance on it, it arises more in teens, I want to say, mostly because they're also getting a whole rush of fucking hormones.
Yes, because
That's a serious boomerang.
yeah, because there's an article that basically says that the psychologists monitor your life when you're changing throughout your years, because when you do get older, from adolescent to a teen to an adult to an older adult, seniority. There you go. That's the word. The chemicals in your body does change, and it does contribute to forms of depression. Because with depression, there's all types of forms that you can get through.
And your brain does release chemicals that make you feel a certain way, but you know that's kind of the basis of it. You can't correct those hormonal imbalances.
There are many different forms of depression. Hormonal kind where you just like feel like down and out for a very long time for some reason. You don't know why you feel like this, but you feel like it. And then the whole psychological approach, which is something happened in your past that you can't help, but it bothers you. You don't know why it bothers you, but it's the fact that it happened to you that's why you're sad or upset about it. You don't feel anything because it happened to you.
I would also like to say that this form of like thinking when it comes to psychology, it mostly arises in young women, because menstrual periods, going through that does change your hormones. It does change like the chemicals that are in your brain, making you feel a certain type of way, from like anger, sadness, happiness.
Which is why you go through all
Basic
those
emotions.
mood swings.
Yeah, mood swings. And I also want to add to the end of this that there is a suicide prevention hotline. Like, you can find the one for you in your area, or you can use the one that I'm gonna tell you guys in this video, that's open 24/7. Like, they're willing to listen to any of your problems. They just want to help. They don't want you to kill yourself, because a terrible thing is to waste a life. The number here is 1-800-273-8255. Again, open 24/7. Call if you're feeling thoughts of suicide, because all it takes is a call to prevent it.
Now, I think it'd be really nice to go ahead and just kind of talk about personal experiences with depression. I tend to go really, really well with, a cognitive approach to depression. That's how I got over my
won't
depression.
be able to see out of that.
Uh-oh.
Fucking blind.
Yeah, we're bifocals.
Bifocals. I work confidence. But yeah, a cognitive approach to depression is kind of what I ended up going through and what helped me get through my own depression. I tended to find myself. I was able to notice when I felt bad. I was able to recognize that I myself was feeling bad. And it was a result of my own thoughts and things that I was allowing myself to think. And so what you end up doing is you end up thinking about it, and then in the next moment, you're not. Because you try to think about something else, you try to think about something better, and you will feel better. As bad as it might seem.
If you're like me, you're a thinker, you're going to constantly be thinking about these things that you did wrong or right, regardless of any situation. Like, you could be minding your own business, doing something in class, writing, taking notes, and then all of a sudden something bad pops into your head, or vice versa, something good that could improve your day substantially. The goal here is to get awareness for depression, know that it's a thing. It shouldn't take somebody becoming a big famous YouTuber for people to notice. It starts at home. I wanted to also start a movement called #DepressionMoves. So to challenge bigger YouTubers to get it out there, get the message, tell their fans that there's someone you can talk to. They're always going to be. You just gotta be willing to.
Always get it out there, guys. Never feel like you're alone. And acceptance is key. Knowing that you're sad is kind of key to making yourself feel sad?
I think about everything, but I also critique myself about everything.
It's an artist thing.
It's a, yeah, every person has some form of artist in them, regardless from, with me personally writing music, to, yeah, my friend CC also writes music, to Miss Jolly over here, she draws, to Mustafa.
I know, what does Mustafa do? Mustafa
You play shit, like even if you play games, that's some form of art for you because maybe you want to make a game yourself. Because a big goal of mine when I was little was to make a game.
I write, and I
Writing down what you feel is also a form of art. Art is just emotion.
That's the best way to put it. I don't know, I write, I draw, I voice act, it's a lot of things. And like, I'm always like critiquing myself about it because I'm like, this could be better, this could be worse. Like, I try to be reasonable, but it gets the best of me.
Life is an art.
It hurts.
Life is an art.
Life is pain.
Yes.
Pain
is
existence.
Existence, suffering.
Also, before we end this video, reiterate this one more time. Just find someone you can talk to, be it professional or a friend or family, close relative, someone that you can talk to.
Someone
key.
you trust.
Write it down, because talking to someone doesn't always help. Write it down, get a journal. It's not gay, guys, if you're writing down in a journal.
Oh, so we have to say that now.
We have to say that because a lot of guys feel that it's gay if I write down my feelings in a journal. It's not gay.
More so.
I mean,
That's you're putting
Is that
yourself down, and that will contribute to feelings of depression.
I mean, you could always go to your third party, which is religion.
Yes,
I mean, like,
find
not everyone-
yeah.
Yeah.
For
not
some
everyone's
people,
going to be religious.
religion helps them with their depression. Lastly, find something to laugh at. Watch some of my videos. Some of them are funny.
So,
Laughing in general improves feelings of depression.
Or, find a good comedian.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Like
that's
Me.
TC.
TC, you're not an actual comedian. You don't have.
I
any
could be, bitch.
Get out, son.
I'm 18, so I could start now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, coolio.
I mean,
And I'm gonna say this number one more time: 1-800-273-8255.
it is-
24/7 number. Prevention of suicide, thoughts of suicide. Talk to them.
Subscribe, yo. Hashtag good vibes. Positive vibes. Hashtag feels.